Good morning, everyone. My name is Kiana Jackson, and I am about to make a wonderful blend of juice this morning. I call this a power juicer because it's good as a power juicer, and I'm about to juice some really great fruits and vegetables. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn on my juicer. And the first thing you always want to do when you're juicing anything is you want to make sure that you clean everything very well. So what I'm starting with today is some pears, beets, cucumbers, celery, ginger, and kale. So all of these properties that I'm juicing this morning, they're all high up there on the alkalinity chart, and that is something that is critical for our body to maintain the alkalinic state. Unfortunately, most of our foods today do not consist of foods that are alkalinic. They're acidic, of course. Processed foods are all considered alkaline. Pardon me as I get the proper devices here. But most of our foods today are acidic. And the wonderful thing about learning about foods that create an alkalinic state in the body is that disease cannot thrive in a body that's at a pH level of alkalinity. However, all diseases thrive in an acidic body. So when you put a lot of cooked foods as well as processed foods, those are all acidic in nature, and of course that's where you begin to have complications over a period of time. So I'm going to start with juicing a few pears. And I'm just going to throw that all in there. As you see. Look at that. Pears are, some people like to juice apples. Well, apples actually are much easier to digest in the body. And they're actually 90% water, and they're a little bit higher up there on the alkalinity chart. So I like to juice pears opposed to apples. I'm just gonna see, I'm taking off the stems here, and I'm just gonna throw those in. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a cucumber. So just look at that amount of juice right there from that pear. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in some cucumbers. I like these baby cucumbers. They're really awesome. The larger ones, they're great for juicing. I just so happen to have these because I like these ones for salad. But cucumbers is another item that's great for juicing. It's high on the alkalinity chart, and it's 90% water as well. Ginger is absolutely wonderful. Ginger is great for joints and joint pains, and if you're someone that has arthritis or something like that going on, ginger is absolutely wonderful. If you're feeling fatigue, if you're pregnant, ginger will help you with the nausea. Ginger can be used, it's a great healing food. It's a superfood, and if you could boil ginger and use it in your tea, or just boil your water and put it in your tea. You can cook it with ginger. There's just so many things you can do with it. And it's really great. It's really refreshing with when you're juicing. I can smell that aroma. It's really great. Now, if you're someone that doesn't like a lot of spice to your food, then you might want to use a minimal amount of ginger when you're juicing. I personally love ginger, and I prefer a lot more. So I'm actually cutting up a little bit more pears. It's just really looking great. Look at that amount of juice we've already come up with. Now I'm going to do a beet. A beet is really one thing you got to look out for beets is, for some people, your digestive system may not process it all the way, and so when you use the restroom, you may notice that your urine is red, and some people get really nervous and think that it's something bad, but it's actually, it just turns the pigment sometimes, and you may also notice it in your bowel. And you know, my grandmother actually, she didn't realize that she had been, that was one of the effects, and she recently started juicing. And when she went to the restroom, they actually called 911 for her because she panicked and she thought that she was having a serious problem, and really it was the beet juice. So it's just something you want to be mindful of. I know that's an extreme story, but you definitely want to just wash these really good, and then you cut off the stems there. But I leave the skin all on. Most of the nutrients in it are found in the skin. So see how beautiful that is? Hope you can see that coming out of it. It's really pretty. See how that pigment? It's beautiful. The beets are, it's a great healing property as well. Celery, this is awesome for dieters because it can fill you up if you just munched on celery throughout the day. It'll kind of give you a feeling of being full, but it's very, very low in calories, and the full your system isn't thinking that you're full. And studies really aren't positive about all the true benefits of celery. But I personally come from a family who, when you're having any kind of like urinary tract issues or bladder issues, eating celery or juicing celery is a great idea. And, scientists haven't confirmed that, but it's been something that people in my family have been doing for quite some time, and it works. And beets are the same way. And see how pretty that is? It looks like a rainbow. Just a rainbow of colors. The last thing I'm going to juice here after this, my last bit of cucumbers, is going to be this kale. Kale is a super green food. It's really rich in nutrients. And it's high on the alkalinity charts as well as everything that I'm juicing right now. And it's just a really powerful way to start your day. I don't always get the opportunity to juice like this in the morning. I'm actually getting ready for work. And but I got up a little bit earlier than usual today, and I'm able to do this, and it's a great way to start my morning, a preferred way If only I could get up a little bit earlier every day, which is the goal that I'm aiming for. And the reason why you want to juice daily instead of leaving it in the refrigerator is after you juice your fruits and vegetables, once the air hits it, it loses a lot of its potency. So you don't want to juice it and sit it in the refrigerator. However, especially when it's so many fruits and vegetables, make sure. However, if you're going to put it in the refrigerator and you know that you can't juice for the next couple of days and you want juice, it's going to be a heck of a lot better than any juice that you'll ever buy in the grocery store. I do not buy juice in the grocery store anymore. Most of the time that juice is loaded with sugars, and they use the fruit that no one wants to buy to bottle that juice up. And it's just not worth it, and there's no real nutrition in it. So this kale is a little bit tougher, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a cucumber in there to help it out. Get to see how big my muscles are. It's coming out very slowly. Kale is not consist of as much water as all these other things that I put in, and I should have actually put it in first and pushed it down with the celery stick. So you live and learn. And by all means, you can make any kind of substitutes that you like. I use a lot of things that are kind of low in calories. You can substitute with maybe the beets for carrots. That's also sweet. The beets are really sweet, and it's just a really nice mixture in a blend. The pear evens it out as well. I'm actually, because I'm kind of hardcore with this ginger, I would not recommend this unless you know your temperament for ginger. I would start very slowly with ginger if you've never had it before. It's pretty potent, but I'm a little hardcore. I love it. Well, I believe I've overpacked my blender a little bit. But it's coming. Well, I definitely want to thank you for joining me this morning, and we're almost done here. I've made a big mixture, and I'm probably going to share a good majority of this with my husband this morning and take a big bulk of it with me to the office and sip on it for the rest of the morning. And once you start doing things like this, it's kind of really hard to eat anything else for breakfast besides, for me, I like to do a plain yogurt with some raspberries and blueberries. That's another wonderful way to get that protein and some great power fruit, antioxidants in your body first thing in the morning. And blueberries are really, help with energy, so that's great in the morning. But this is by far my best way to start. Like I said, if I don't have time to juice, I'm making plain yogurt or a protein shake with my salad shake mix and maybe some strawberries and a little bit of yogurt mixed in there and blend it together well. And that's typically the only two ways that I'll have breakfast anymore. Once you do something like this, it's really going to be difficult for you to have a bowl of cereal because you're just not going to feel the same. But you're getting to see how much work it goes into juicing kale in the improper way. So you definitely don't want to pack out your juicer too much, and you want to let the kale go in first. I like kale opposed to spinach because there's a little bit more water in there. I prefer to blend spinach and in a blender. It's actually, you don't really taste the spinach, and you get all that fiber. Oh, there we go. Ah, it's over full now. Let's just hope it doesn't tip. I felt it push through that time. So we did it. And I'm going to give you a really close-up of this beautiful mixture of really wonderful fruits and vegetables. As you can see, with all of the properties that we blended, this is all that came out. So you see we're in all of this juice. I'm going to give you a close-up on this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to just stir it all together. Taste the rainbow. Another thing you could use in place of the kale, which is 100% easier to juice, is watercress. And watercress is really great for someone, especially if you have liver issues and things like that. I mean, it's good, period. It's in the superfoods properties, high alkalinity, but it's just a heck of a lot easier to juice. And alright, so there you have it. Thank you for joining me this morning, and I'm wishing you a pleasant rest of the day. God bless.